Hello everyone. Well, recently I got a lot of requests from your side to teach you the chapters of your supplementary book. It so happened. So today I'm going to start with the first chapter of this book, How the Camel Got His Hump, written by Rudyard Kipling. Joseph Rudyard Kipling was born on 30th December 1865 in Mumbai, India. He was an English journalist, short story writer, poet, and novelist. His notable works include poems like If, The White Man's Burden, Mandalay, Recessional, Tommy, etc., and short stories like The Man Who Would Be King, Mowgli's Brothers, Baba Blacksheep, and more. He won a Nobel Prize in Literature in 1907. He died on 18 January 1936 in London at the age of 70. This chapter is adapted from the fable of Rudyard Kipling. A fable is a story with animals as its characters and gives out a moral. So this fable is about the time when animals had started working for man. Now, in the middle of howling desert, there was a camel who refused to work while the other animals worked for the man day and night. Whenever any animal approached him to help him in the work, he would just refuse and just say one word, humph. So the other animals, like the dog, the horse, and the ox, were so frustrated by the camel's attitude that they complained to man. The man knew everything about how the camel behaved, but he didn't do anything about it. Instead, he told the other animals, like the dog, the ox, and the horse, that they should work double time to make up for camel's behavior. Finally, a genie took all these matters into his hand and he decided to sort out this problem. So he went to Camel and asked him why he didn't work. And then again the camel answered him, humph. The genie got annoyed, and suddenly, the moment the camel again said humph, there was a hump which grew on his beautiful back. The genie told the camel that now this hump will remind him of the days when he did not work. And he can work tirelessly for many days without food because this hump will store food for him. So that was the summary of this chapter. Now let's begin the reading and explanation of this. The world had just begun and the animals were working for humans. There was one lazy animal that did nothing and said nothing but humph. Even the clever Jinn was at his wits' end. At his wits' end means worried. In the beginning, when the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel and he lived in the middle of a howling desert because he did not want to work. He ate sticks and thorns and prickles. Prickles means small thorns. And when anybody spoke to him, he said humph, just humph, and no more. Presently, the horse came to him on Monday morning with a saddle on his back. Saddle is a seat fastened on the back of a horse. And said, Camel, O camel, come out and trot like the rest of us. Trot means a slow run or jog. Humph, said the camel, and the horse went away and told the man. Presently, the dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, Camel, O camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us. Fetch means to bring. Humph, said the camel, and the dog went away and told the man. Presently, the ox came to him with a yoke on his neck. Yoke is a frame fitting over the neck of animals to plow or cart that they are to pull. And said, Camel, oh camel, come and plough like the rest of us. Plough is to turn up the soil before sowing the seeds. Humph, said the camel, and the ox went away and told the man. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, Three, oh three, I am very sorry for you, but that Humph thing in the desert can't work, or he would have been here by now. So I am going to leave him alone, and you must work double time to make up for it. That made the three very angry. They held a panchayat on the edge of the desert, and the camel came chewing cud. Cud is a partly digested food returned from the first stomach of animals to the mouth for further chewing, and laughed at them. Then he said, Humph, and went away again. Presently there came along the jinn, who was in charge of all deserts, rolling in a cloud of dust. Jinn is a spirit that has strange powers and can assume any form, human or animal. Jinn of all deserts, said the horse, is it right for anyone to be idle? Idle means lazy. Certainly not, said the jinn. Well, said the horse, there's a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. Phew, said Jinn, whistling. That's my camel. What does he say about it? He says humph, and he won't plough, said the ox. Very good, said the jinn. I will hump him if you will kindly wait a minute. Now the phrase I will hump him means I will deal with him appropriately, or I'll set him right. Part 1 of this chapter explains the time when animals had started working for the man. There was a desert named Howling Desert, and in the middle of this desert, this camel lived, who just sat idle and ate sticks and thorns. And all he uttered was just one single word, humph. So on Monday morning, a horse came to him, and the horse asked him to trot like him. But the only thing that camel answered was humph. On Tuesday morning, a dog came with a stick in his mouth, and he told him to fetch just like him. But to that also camel answered humph. Then on Wednesday morning, an ox approached him to help him in ploughing. But to that again, all the camel answered was humph. In the evening, the man called all the animals to him. The dog, the ox, and the horse came to the man, but the camel didn't. And everybody knew he wouldn't because he never liked to work. But the man didn't solve their problem. All he told the animals that they must make up for the work which the camel is not doing. This angered the three animals a lot, and they held a panchayat to discuss how to sort this problem. And while they were discussing, a jinn appeared. They spoke to jinn about this problem, but the camel actually belonged to jinn. Yet jinn promised them that he would take care of this problem and teach camel a lesson. Now let's see what happens in the next part of the story. The jinn remonstrated with the camel. Remonstrated means disagreed. Who said, humph. The camel's beautiful back suddenly grew a lump, which was the camel's hump. The jinn assured the camel his hump would always be a help, not a hindrance. Hindrance means a hurdle or barrier. The jinn rolled himself up in his dust cloak. Dust cloak means a cover of dust, and took a walk across the desert and found the camel looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. My friend, said the jinn, what's this I hear of your doing no work? The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand, while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. You've given the 3 extra work since Monday morning, all on account of your idleness. Idleness means laziness, said the Jinn, and he went on thinking with his chin in his hand. Humph, said the camel. I shouldn't say that again if I were you, said the Jinn. You might say it once too often. I want you to work. And the camel said, Humph, again. But no sooner had he said it than he saw his back that he was proud of, puffing up into a great big hump. Puffing means swelling. Do you see that? Said the Jinn. That's your very own hump that you have brought upon your very own self by not working. Today is Thursday and you have done no work since Monday when the work began. Now you are going to work. How can I? Said the camel, with this hump on my back. That has a purpose, said the Jinn. All because you missed those 3 days, you will be able to work now for 3 days without eating. Because you can live on your hump. And don't you ever say, I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. And the camel went away to join the tree. And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. We call it hump now, not to hurt his feelings. But he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world. And he has never yet learned how to behave. When Jinn approached the camel was very proudly looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. He liked his beautiful back. Jinn asked the camel why he wasn't working, and to this, camel again answered, Humph. The moment camel said humph, there was a magic, and a hump grew on his beautiful back. Camel was stunned and he didn't realize why it must have happened. But then Jinn told him that because he hadn't worked for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, that was a Thursday. So on Thursday, he had to make up for the work of those 3 days. When the camel inquired how he would be able to work with that hump on his back, then the Jinn told him that he would be able to work for 3 days without eating anything, because this hump will store food for him and he'll derive energy from that food. Ever since, the camel has got a hump, but his behavior hasn't changed. And this hump is a reminder to him that he had not worked for those days when it was required. So that's the beautiful story. But what is the moral? The moral of the story is that we must do our work sincerely. We must work hard for the tough times to come and help others whenever they need us. That's all in this session. The question answers will be flashed in front of you on the screen. You may note them down or go through them as per your convenience. Goodbye. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day ahead.